I'm a weenie. What can I say?
Weenie.
A modern podcast where Chris and Mike talk about TV, movies, superheroes, and everything in between. It's time for Superhero Slate.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Superhero Slate, the show where we run down the latest superhero entertainment news.
We love TV, movies, and superheroes, so let's talk it all out.
My name is Chris Dillard.
And my name's Mike Royer.
And on this episode, the CW is coming to Netflix.
Uh-huh.
Suicide Squad's release date is right around the corner.
Okay.
There are 5 guests on this episode.
Okay.
Outside of us, and more.
Okay, well, let's not just skim right over the fact that there's a lot of more people at this table.
This is a round table.
And you're actually sitting right across from me.
Yes.
I can see you in person for the first time.
Yes.
We started off...
Since we recorded, not for the first time ever.
Yeah, we started off with a couple of shots of Fireball. We've got some dogs roaming around.
Yes.
We all just ate a bunch of hamburgers, and we're all very full of cheese curds and pickled onions and French fries.
And we've been chasing Pokemon all day.
Yes, Pokemon Go has been the highlight of your wedding weekend so far.
Honestly, it's been pretty awesome.
And
everyone but Patrick's played so
your
far.
your bride-to-be doesn't seem to be too worried about it, so I think you're making a good choice.
She's playing too. She had more Pokemon than I did, but the night it came out.
She did catch an apple.
Yeah.
She's running outside in our backyard, chase them down.
Yeah,
so.
and I think that brings up a larger point. Is the whole reason why we're all here together is because it is your wedding. So, round of applause!
Yes.
Congratulations! It's your last
Thank
podcast
you.
as a single man.
That's right.
I'm sure it'll feel the same next week.
Yeah, it really probably won't change too much. When we get back from Disney, so I'll be tired.
Yeah.
And next week is actually as a topic. We have Ghostbusters next week, so we're
Next
recording
week, yep.
too. And you know what Ghostbusters episode means?
What does that mean?
We can drink Ecto Cooler.
Finally.
We've been sitting on it for about a month now, and then it's ready to roll.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. So let's go ahead and introduce our guests.
Yeah, let's get this untraditional podcast rolling
I'm
here.
going to start to my left here. To my left is someone who's been on the show before, Brian Smith.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, he's been on there. Comic UI.
Best man.
Best man, actually, yes. He got Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
He's the only one who didn't get a mask. He got Thor's hammer. He's worthy. To his left is my brother, my younger, bigger brother.
Yes.
Yes, Brent.
Hello.
So, say hello. What are you doing right now, Brent?
I'm playing Pokemon Go.
He is, right at this table.
He has
literally caught a Pidgey.
He has no patience for what we're doing right now. He's just nope, gotta play Pokemon.
Fun fact, we were picking up our tuxes earlier, and he's driving around the Best Buy Old Navy parking lot at like 3 miles an hour catching Pokemon while we're inside.
It is like giant red truck. He looks like he's waiting for someone to come out of a store so he can murder him. Yeah. He's like, no, I'm looking for that Bulbasaur.
We definitely look like child molesters.
Yeah. and speaking of, to his left is Dylan Ellis.
Speaking of child molesters.
Yeah, exactly. But we know how to pick him.
There is no proof of any of that.
No. It's all hearsay.
Yeah.
If you will, hearsay.
We're in your house.
Yes.
Can you introduce your dogs real quick in case they end up on the microphone?
They probably will because they like to fight each other. Thor is the baby German Shepherd.
Yes, Thor, right. Great name.
Aptly named.
And Caesar is the grumpy old bastard.
And that's funny because he didn't used to be. He used to be Briscoe before. The oldest dog.
The older dog that we unfortunately had to put down. He was the fun police, and
he would bark anytime you'd start to play a game, anything like that.
Caesar was the rambunctious one.
Yeah, how the roles reversed. Dylan, I've grown up with for my whole life. He's actually my fiance's brother-in-law, so I guess we'll be brothers.
Yes.
Wow, so yay.
Bros.
The best brother. Sorry, Brent.
It'll be really funny when we finally say bros before hoes.
That's right. Yeah, it takes a whole new meaning starting tomorrow, actually. So,
the sisters before misters actually really means something that time.
Oh yeah, that's a new one. Then we have Mike Royer.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah, you know him. All right, your turn.
I'm not special. And well, to my left, I have my wife who's returning, Andi.
What up?
Yeah, she was on last year when we talked about
The Flash.
The Flash end of season
Episode
1.
20.
20.
It was episode 20. Her and Alan both visited.
Oh yeah, Alan. That's when we had a.
Yep.
So we're definitely beating that guest number by way more than 2 right now.
Yeah, definitely up on it, up on our game. We're gonna see how this goes. I don't know how long it's gonna go. What's gonna happen?
Uh-huh.
We're all around the table, and everything. And lastly, what?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I assume that you're gonna bring me back on in the fall when Fantastic Beasts comes out.
We might. If you might need to start your own Harry Potter podcast.
No.
the Harry podcast.
Well, I think it might have to happen just because the woman that you're about to marry is also big in the Harry Potter. So we both have wives in the Harry Potter.
Maybe they'll just have a women's podcast.
We'll have
That's
to check.
what I said.
We'll have to check on their insight.
She said, "I don't want to talk to adults." I'm like, they're not really there. You don't know who's listening to you later.
Yeah.
So, and lastly, my man Patrick Foster here.
Oh, hi.
Hi. So, fun fact about Patrick, me and I were talking about starting a podcast later this year on movies, not superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
There might be superhero movies in there.
Maybe, yeah.
But movies in general. Went to film school with Patrick. I met him naked in my dorm room one time. So
I was naked.
he was naked.
Yeah.
He kind of flashed me, actually. So
That's why
he is my flash.
Yeah.
That's really how it started. So
that's how I make friends, actually.
yeah.
Did you guys do any ring tossing over there?
No, otherwise you would have had to answer for your question earlier, Mike.
All right.
So, all right. There's going to be a lot of in-jokes from today. We went to a place called Main Event. It's kind of like I wouldn't say it's not a bigger Dave & Buster's, but
it's comparable. If you had to explain it in a second.
Yeah, it's comparable. It's got bowling and laser tag.
Yeah.
Dave & Buster's is more arcade games.
Yeah, exactly. We schooled the SpongeBob coin game.
Yeah.
For real. That was really good. That was a fun time.
Yeah, it was. So it's a game where you hit the coin or hit a button and it drops a coin through a loop, and it drops more coins down and it pushes the coins over. But in these coins are cards, and the cards are 50 tickets each, unless you get the whole set, and then it's 2,000 tickets. So we were able to get the full set and then some. Playing today, and then we immediately spent all that on candy.
Yeah, I had about 700 tickets. I had a flight that I'm preparing for in 2 days, so I was like, I don't want to get anything like a mug. I have to worry about breaking. I was just like, I'm going to just blow it all on candy, which I have to remind myself, my candy is in your car.
Your candy is up
where-
on the top of
It's
the
right
fridge.
there.
to
This
make sure
this is
Thor
gonna
can get to
this
it.
is gonna make good tape.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Good
Get
radio,
lunches.
as they say.
Olay.
So,
Cheers, bitch.
They're taking shots over here.
Yeah,
this is
they're
going to be a
taking
hell of a show.
I got my candy over here. I got some Krabby Patties.
I thought is that a Krabby Patty on the back of your phone?
No, that is just a normal hamburger.
Pretty sure it's a Krabby Patty.
I got some gummy bears, some
Haribo.
Swedish fish,
We have
gummy ring pops.
One gummy ring pop. He only had enough tickets at the end to buy one gummy ring pop. But he was close. You only like 2 candies over your tickets.
Yeah, I mean, I gave you my rest, but yeah, that's my radio.
He gave me the 3 tickets.
All right, I'm gonna put this in the other room so I don't forget it on the way out.
Yes.
Hey, keep them above the dog's reach.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Anyway,
No.
yeah. So anyway, and then Patrick gave me his tickets that he didn't want to spend, and I ended up buying 13 packs of Pokemon cards. So not only has Pokemon Go been a topic today, we have 13 packs of Pokemon cards to open. And I thought about opening them on the show, but we decided that doesn't make for good radio. So
Why not?
they want to see them, Dylan.
You hear the seal break.
They're mostly going to hear our confusion and us searching Bulbapedia for what type of Pokemon
yeah,
it is.
yeah. If it's outside of the first 300, I think a lot of people aren't gonna know anymore.
Yeah, especially people at this table.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, so that's it for the guests. That's it for the day. The wedding's tomorrow, so this will go up whenever I can. I'm going to Disney for a week, you know. We're going to see how that goes. There's Star Wars down there.
Get yourself some Star Wars.
Get myself
There's
a
Harry Potter
Star
down
Wars. Not going to Harry Potter. Yeah.
Some good fandom though in Disney.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. So that's it. And next week we have 2 shows. So the slate will continue as usual.
Yeah.
So let's jump into this news. Not everyone here is interested in comic book movie news, superhero movie news, and that's going to make for some great conversations. So who here watches the CW? Raise your hands.
All right, we
So
got
can hear
1, 2, 3, 4 hands, 5.
5, thanks.
So
That's me.
out of 7.
5.
All right,
So-
I can't do that fraction.
Well, right. So I know what you watch on the CW. I know what you watch on the CW. You too, me. Brent, what do you watch on the CW?
What? Arrow and the Flash.
So you watch Arrow and the Flash?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a prize for the day, guys, right there. Didn't see that coming. So CW has signed a deal with Netflix for all their shows to come out on Netflix as soon as 8 days after their season finale.
Wow.
The entire season will be available to watch 8 days after the finale.
I like that. Mainly because I still haven't finished that first season of I can't remember the name of it.
Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, I haven't finished it yet.
Totally
Yeah. Yeah, so I need to get back to watching that because I need to see if it comes back around.
Oh, that's a dog.
Oh, Thor!
So there's Arrow, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, iZombie, which is a DC property, and Supergirl was listed as one of the things.
Cool.
I take that back. I did watch Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh man,
So
I think you're like more on top of it than we are. Then
Yeah.
if you're watching all
I
those.
like them. I mean, I didn't.
now, do you think that'll take away from Hulu? I watch them on Hulu sometimes when I can't catch them day of. Do you think Hulu plan will still be in effect?
I mean,
For live shows?
Netflix, since they're specifically getting it after the whole series is over, I would think Hulu might still have it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not
There is
exclusive.
No commercials.
Yeah, that's true. Netflix with no commercials, binge watching. Shield came out like I guess 2 weeks or 3 weeks after season 3 ended this year.
Yeah, so they're getting those shows. So I think they're just assuming lots of people are just binge watching all of these shows over the summer, which is probably very accurate.
Very, very true. I haven't binge watched the show recently though. Rachel watched Orange. She started Orange is the New Black and finished it in like 4 days.
Yeah, that new season is much better
The
than
new
last
season
year.
is really good.
Brent, you said you watch
Marco Polo.
Marco Polo.
Oh wow, yeah. There's like some of those like Netflix originals that like don't get like any like play like on any like blog anywhere, but like there's like we were talking about Bloodlines because I think we're gonna talk later about that
The Sentry.
about that Century news. So Bloodlines is probably gonna pop up against this Narcos. I got a buddy that watches Narcos a lot. The Marco Polo. So there's lots of stuff out there.
House of Cards. Anybody watch House of
Oh
Cards?
yeah, House of Cards
Watched the
is
first couple of seasons.
House of Cards is great.
All
They have
right.
the Lady Dynamite show.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
new.
right.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode. I like the direction that it's going in. It's funny, but at the same time, it's kind of tackling mental health issues. It's
Okay.
Yeah, I hear it was like about her breakdown or something that she
Yeah.
had.
yeah. And I actually heard about it through a podcast that what's the name of the comedian? I can't think of the name.
The Nerdist podcast, maybe?
No. Oh, well, yes, I heard about it through the Nurse podcast, but I can't remember her name. I'm talking about the
Oh, she
comedian.
was in
Mar-
Arrested Development,
Maria,
season 4.
Maria Bamford?
Yes.
Yeah. She
But,
was in the Fantastic Four musical as the Invisible.
Yeah, it's really interesting and kind of self-reflective about her mental health issues, and but at the same time, it's pretty funny. So
I heard it was in the vein of Arrested Development, kind of humor-wise.
yeah, but I think she carries it more than like an ensemble cast sort of thing. Like Arrested Development had, one like a straight man essentially, and then an ensemble cast of really goofy people, and so I think in that way it's very different because she at the same time can be somewhat goofy or whatever, make fun of her own issues, I guess. But I'm pretty new into it, so we'll see.
Alright,
how
well,
it goes.
that's some shows.
Netflix has something for
Daredevil,
everybody.
Jessica
Daredevil.
Jones, Luke Cage in like 2 months.
Yeah,
now?
we
Wow.
binge watch all of those.
Yes, and then talk about them the next week.
Yeah.
We have problems. Also, another show that's kind of tied into DC is Constantine.
Yeah.
Big news, it's now streaming on the CW Seed service.
I feel like so I don't know what the maximum capacity is for the CW right now. So right now they have 3 shows. They're getting a 4th, which would be Supergirl. So I'm just trying to think how many more shows can they handle, because I think Constantine could make a comeback, because I mean like back in the day when a show would be canceled, it wouldn't come back around for like years until like the fans really like got up in arms and bought stamps and mailed things in. But now like as soon as like Constantine was like, before it was even canceled, people were like, hey, it's getting canceled. Let's find the new network for it already. So I feel like Constantine might come back to life. He kind of already has an Arrow, and he was great in Arrow.
CWC, I mean, has a Vixen cartoon show. Some of that stuff. There's dogs. Yeah.
That's
I
why
don't think he agrees.
Yeah.
No, I know. The last season of Arrow was really, really bad.
Yeah,
but
we're not going to talk about Arrow.
Spoilers.
Yeah. But CWC to me has the Vixen show, and she was on Arrow. They brought her to live action Arrow as well. So maybe he could get some shorter episodes on there, but I don't care. I didn't watch Constantine. Anybody else watch Constantine show?
No.
First
Never saw it
episode.
once.
Yeah.
No, but they were kind of ahead of the curve with the way that superhero shows are going now, with kind of like the demon spiritual world, because we're theorizing that S.H.I.E.L.D. might go there.
Yep.
Daredevil's kind of already gone there. We're getting Doctor Strange going there.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be kind of like the next wave.
Well, and it was also premiered on Friday nights, which was like, that's a dead zone for
Yeah.
TV shows.
Yeah, that's bad.
I don't watch. Do you watch TV on Friday?
I do not.
No.
I'm an old man. I watched him.
Well, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You watch those like shows for preteens and teenagers, though.
Only the
time I was
one
here.
that doesn't count.
What, the Vampire Diaries?
No, it
It's
was.
the one with the little teenage redhead girl. I can't remember.
They were all like they're like not vampire
Vampires.
hunters or something like that. It was
Demon
weird.
Hunters or something.
It's based on a
like
book series.
I think I know. What is it on the Freeform? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it
The
was on
network?
Freeform.
What's it called? We saw that promo like 1,000 times when we went home for
It's
Christmas.
like the Golden Compass something maybe.
It-
No, it's not
I don't remember what it's called.
Golden Girls.
I wish it was
That's
Golden
it.
Girls.
That's
That's
it.
It's the Golden Girls. Yeah,
Be
that's
Arthur,
right.
man. Either way,
that. I have
so
to Google it now.
yeah, we'll come back to it. So
Yeah.
next month, we are now less than a month away from Suicide Squad debuting, the next superhero movie on our list.
Yeah, so I think everyone kind of knows how we feel about Suicide Squad. So maybe anyone that is passionate about it in either direction can speak up and let us know what you think about Suicide Squad.
I've been heavy on board ever since I knew that David Ayer was directing.
Mhm.
Okay.
I loved Fury,
Good movie.
and I liked his previous offering, the officer. I can't remember the name.
Captain Crowley's Mandarin.
No. the End of Watch.
Okay.
I think
I
Jake
actually
Gyllenhaal.
I actually watched that one. I haven't seen
Um,
Fury, but End to Watch was good.
But I don't know. I really like his ability to put personality into his characters. So I think you deal well with an ensemble cast. You know, where you're trying to get important scenes or scene time for each of these characters. Once again, it always comes down to the writing, but I kind of also like the fact that it's trying to separate itself from other DC properties, in that it's like, hey, we're more fun than Batman v Superman.
We have
Yeah.
a marshmallow poster.
Yeah.
This is Lucky Charms.
Yeah,
It kinda-
bright colors, explosion.
I feel
cereal.
I feel like maybe when we watch it, it's gonna feel like when you played with action figures as a kid. Because we're getting Snorkel Batman like that. I can already picture the action figure in the toy aisle. Snorkel Batman from Suicide Squad. I don't know maybe if they can. I don't know if they can put the word suicide in the toy aisle, but they'll find a way to put it in
They're all
there.
pop vinyls, so.
Oh well, pop vinyls are.
Those
they're-
are toys. They're in the toy aisle.
Are they toys? Are
Toys.
you
It's
sure?
collectible.
It's a
I
collectible.
get it. Man, dogs.
How are you gonna play with a pop vinyl?
They're trying to tell you pop vinyls are definitely not toys.
Fine,
they're
they're not
collectibles.
toys. They're collectibles, if you will. So what about you guys? I mean, you guys aren't superhero movie people. What do you think about Suicide Squad?
I'm stoked.
Yeah.
All right.
As I've said before, I think that they botched it with the Joker.
All right.
But
Hey, we didn't talk about this last night, didn't we? So he doesn't think that Jared Leto's the best casting choice for the Joker. And who would you cast? We talked about this last night, and you said still you got to
my
cast
mind.
somebody.
I don't know. I've thought about it for a long time, and here's the problem: is because I can't help but think about the recent Batman movies and how awesome the Joker was in those.
So the Heath Ledger one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's gonna compete with that?
Sean Connery. That's who.
I actually,
I'd watch it, but I don't think that would be
I think
the
that DC kind of already blew its wad in a way on
Yeah.
on another good casting choice for Joker, and that's Michael Shannon. Like I think he was okay as Zod, but I think from some of his previous movies, Bug and Take Shelter, he plays the sort of unhinged, kind of unpredictable character
Yeah.
really
Now that you're
well.
saying that, I can kind of see it now. Yeah.
So that would be my pick, but I'm willing to give Jared Leto a shot, especially since he was great in Dallas Buyers Club in the last couple of movies he's been in. So
I thought he was good in Lord of War when that came out
sure.
over 10 years ago.
Oh, he was in Lord of War.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
the brother.
brother.
Of Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I guess it
But
was.
I mean, anybody looks good compared to a Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it don't seem that way. But I mean,
What if Nicolas Cage was the Joker?
did I say that last night?
Like Nicolas Cage from Ghost
I don't
Rider
know.
2. Crazy.
You guys may not agree. Ghost Rider 2
I like it
is
better
better than the first one.
Yeah.
Because he just kind of goes full crazy. He just kind of commits to it. So,
He goes full Cage.
but
You never go
yes. So I got some news on Suicide Squad. Some
Okay.
debuts with some entertainment articles. So the Task Force X's first target. Guess who it is?
Who?
June Moon,
Who's June Moon?
Enchantress.
Oh.
Guess who's not on the Suicide Squad?
So okay, I see.
Yep, I'm finally right.
Coming
I just needed
full
some
circle
vindication here. That's really all I needed. It also takes place after Batman v Superman,
Mhm.
so that way we know where it takes place.
Mhm.
And The squad has to obey orders or die, and it's enforced by squad leader Rick Flag and his samurai katana, and the explosive devices inserted into their necks, courtesy of Wayne Enterprises.
Isn't the fact that it takes place after Batman v Superman kind of big news too, because of the, like in the trailer where it has the Robin's armor with the spray paint?
Well, that's from
Jokes
Batman
on
v
you.
Superman, yes.
Okay.
So there's probably some history there. But also in the trailer, Batman jumps on the Joker's sports car.
Right, his Lambo.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a flashback maybe or
Okay.
what. Because also is in this description is throwing a wrench in all these plans is a tatted Gotham City arch criminal, the Joker, and his laser-like plan to reunite with his true love Harley. Mission be damned.
Oh, so this might be just a very obvious observation that I've just made now, but we talked about the tattooed man being in this, and I believe there's been some
Monster T. Yeah.
I believe there's been some set photos out with the Joker actually talking to him. So, do you think, like, since the Joker's all tatted up and he's working with the tattooed man, do you think maybe that's how he got the dumb tattoo on his forehead? I don't know. I still can't get over the tattoo on the forehead.
Yeah, I have no idea where he got his tattoos. Again, I think it's a bad visual choice, but we'll have to see what plays out.
It's just the one on the right on the forehead. It's just so hard not to look at.
What's it say?
It says damaged.
Yeah, Mike remembers. So it has left his mark.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Maybe it's damaged you, Mike.
Maybe I think it has.
Yeah, he's a little sour. But
Maybe they're just all fooling us. Maybe like it's just a temporary tattoo, and then just like in the opening scene, like when I don't know, maybe he's robbing a bank. You know, like the Joker tends to do in Batman movies. Maybe he just like wipes it off or something like that. I think that would actually be pretty hilarious.
I'm right there with you. I'm all about Jared Leto, but I absolutely hate the look of this new Joker. These tattoos just don't seem like classic Joker to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
See, I don't mind his tattoos. I just hate the damaged one.
Yeah, it's I'm the same way. Like
I don't. He's
the
got
rest
a
of
laughing
them.
hand. Like
I don't mind the rest of them. I think it's an interesting adaptation for something more, I guess, fitting for today, rather than just sticking with just the classic and just doing the exact same thing over and over. They're trying to fit it more towards today's audience. If you look at a lot of people who are going to be at this movie today, a lot of them have, tons of tattoos covering them. So maybe it's just okay, except for the damaged one.
Yeah.
That's shit.
Yeah, I think it's
one.
going to be hard to find anybody that can justify or excited about the one right across their forehead. But yeah, I totally get like the whole like sleeve. I don't think that
mind
looks
the
too bad.
sleeves. I think
I
they look
don't
good.
get the self-promotion of it. Like, people get tattoos of things they like, not like, ha ha ha, because I'm the Joker.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was one theory that I remember. We may have talked about it a while ago, but someone said that since the Joker and Batman have both been around for a while, since the Joker has just basically been running amok for years, that over time he's built up the tattoos. So maybe potentially we could get a flashback of the Joker where he doesn't have the dumb tattoo on his forehead, maybe.
Well, I mean, another fun fact you guys may not know if you listened to last week's show, Jared Leto is actually 1 year older than Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
However, he does not look like it.
Exactly.
So the Joker and Batman are
He look-
1 year apart.
Yeah, he looks like he's like 34. Like
Yeah.
he looks good. And he plays a good woman.
Yeah, so there's that.
He's a damn good woman.
Yeah, well after...
And he's a hot-looking man.
A great
That's
cokehead,
true.
too. Plays a great cokehead.
I think we could all agree at this table that he's a good-looking man.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part of Fight Club when he gets his face beat in, though. I didn't really enjoy that part. A year after Suicide Squad is Justice League. We gotta get through Wonder Woman. So, as actor Julian Lewis-Jones, I think he's an Irish actor. I put this note down, and I'm going to look it up as I do this, has been cast in a mysterious role where he actually filmed on sets and in locations, including prominent roles with actors. Mm-hmm. And nobody knows who he is. He's a Welsh actor, and he's appeared in some of Clint Eastwood's films as the head of Nelson Mandela's bodyguard team. Invictus. He was in Invictus. So a lot of people think a Welsh voice wouldn't maybe fit like an alien. Do you think?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe he's touching with all of these other like characters in the movie. Maybe he has kind of a similar role that
Alfred.
No, from Civil War. We were trying to peg him the whole time when he was in the movie.
Oh, Sherlock guy.
Yeah.
Bilbo.
Yeah.
Martin
Freeman. There we go. That's why Brent's here.
He's great with a group of people.
Yeah, so maybe it's kind of like maybe a Martin Freeman type role. Maybe some sort of liaison. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know if he's doing motion capture or maybe just voice. Like, he could be voicing somebody. I guess a Welsh accent could be easy to hide with an alien.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly don't know, but he was cast and he's filmed on sets and location. And he called it, this is the most interesting part, the most expensive movie ever made.
I believe that 100%.
So after we've talked about Justice League before, wherever they're now on sets filming, responding to feedback from Batman v Superman, I guess I'm more excited for Justice League than I was for that, but they need to build some trust back up over the next few movies.
Most definitely.
So, who here has seen Batman v Superman? Ready? 1, 2.
I avoided it. It looked terrible.
2, 3. No, okay.
Yeah, so.
2 smart people.
Yeah.
2 people who saved a lot more money than we did.
Yeah. Since I dropped $20 on the extended cut.
He now owns that movie.
Yeah. I think, and it was probably, I think, like $12 per ticket when we went and saw it in the theater. So
it's terrible.
So 24. So yeah,
terrible.
I'm close to $50 in with gas money.
Wow.
See, I've always hated the premises of it because I love Batman, and the newer Superman movie I thought was really awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. But the idea that Batman could ever fight Superman is retarded.
So that totally makes sense because everybody is always saying that.
Yeah, but isn't it the rich white men who always think they can do everything?
Oh, Zane.
So the movie should be 5 minutes long because Batman should walk out, challenge him, and Superman take his palm and just shove him into the ground.
You make a lot of sense, but the movie did not follow any of that logic.
Yeah.
They don't know who Batman doesn't know who Superman is, and Superman's never heard of Batman.
Yeah. If you want to, if you really want to
run across the bay from each other.
If you want a good movie adaptation of the two fighting, they made an animated movie for the graphic novel that the movie is somewhat based on, which is The Dark Knight Returns. And in that, Batman does fight Superman, but the way it plays out, it's so much more methodical because, Batman feels like he really needs to stop Superman, and Superman's out to get Batman under understandable circumstances, unlike in the movie. And Batman plays it as a very, very smart person, and Superman is just more of kind of just like a hammer. So, he does a good job just kind of, stopping and slowing down the hammer. And in the comic book and in the animated movie, Batman beats Superman because he's smart enough to get the kryptonite bullet. People always think, oh, you throw them in, a ring together, of course Batman's going to die in, 2 seconds. But, Batman, in context, if he's got time.
Martha.
Oh,
but
God
Martha.
Oh, this is going to devolve really quickly.
Fireball.
You said, Brian's taking another shot for Martha. But
For Martha.
For Martha. Yeah.
Your mom's name's Martha, too?
Why does Superman call his own mom Martha? My mother's name is Debbie, but if I'm on my deathbed, I'm not going to say, Debbie! I'm going to be like, Mommy!
Well, I mean, it is, adopted mom.
Yeah, but he
still calls her Mom and Ma Kent. Those are the two names.
Yeah, that's true. You're a Smallville fan, and you know exactly.
Very big.
You know exactly what Superman should be calling his mama.
Never does he call her Martha.
Never.
It's always Ma Kent.
Well,
or just Mom.
Before this devolves into us, going back and trashing on Batman v Superman for another hour, like we always do. Speaking of animated films, the Killing Joke animated movie is getting an expanded release. 300 extra theaters have added that movie to the theatrical release for the night. So if you guys are looking for tickets, those are probably now available at more theaters that you can go see. So if you're looking to see that adaptation,
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of seeing it in theaters.
I saw that they, I don't know if it was a private project. I'm kind of going to this blind, sorry.
Yeah, go right ahead. We're all blind here.
No, but I saw someone redid the Killing Joke, the trailer, into the old animation style of the actual comic books.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a fan project.
Right, it was a fan
No
project.
one likes the new animated looking style.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it.
Yeah, when we first saw the trailer.
That gave me hope that they would actually re-release the entire movie, in the old animation style.
Who knows? They might. I mean, do an extended Ultimate Edition
Right.
of the Killing Joke.
I don't know. Warner Brothers is really on this rated R kick. I think they're just going to find any dark Batman storyline.
Yeah.
Make it as gruesome as possible. We're going to sell it to kids.
But that's a cool fan project. If I can find the link, I'll throw it in the show notes.
Yeah.
If I ever go back and edit the show notes. We're just kind of slapping this one together for you folks. So that was cool. So we're going to switch gears and talk about something that we like. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Volume 2. Love the first movie. Really enjoyed first Guardians of the Galaxy. And the footage at San Diego Comic-Con in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks will be con exclusive, but not if we can help it.
I kind of like it. So even though we're gonna be at Comic-Con on Thursday, I doubt the Hall H panel is on Thursday. If so, I wouldn't even wait in the line to see it.
You'd have to get in line Monday to see it. Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to be able to see it at Comic-Con, but I still like that they like studios either to take one of two approaches. Either just release the trailer, the Comic-Con trailer right after everyone at Hall H sees it first, and then everybody can see it worldwide, or just try their best to hide it and then don't get mad if it leaks. Because sometimes I do think it's kind of fun that there is kind of a mystique there at the con. That like, ooh, there is a group of people that all saw the trailer that no one else got to see. And then like, I remember when it happened at Ant-Man, I thought it was really, really cool that someone in the audience like storyboarded what they saw and like made an animatic out of it because none of the footage.
They didn't leak the footage.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. So, but I mean, Guardians, we'll be seeing something at least by the end of the year, I think, officially. So if we don't get anything this month, within the next 6.
It'll be fall. It'll follow the Civil War and Age of Ultron marketing release, but chances are we'll find something, and we'll talk about it for Guardians.
Yeah.
When Guardians first debuted in 2013, there was like some, previs that leaked.
It was a rocket and Groot. Yeah. Cameras are just getting smaller. I mean, they literally have cameras in the brim of hats now. So
glasses. They just put them in glasses.
Yeah, that's true.
People can cheat on exams with cameras in their glasses. Why can't they just do it at Hall H?
I don't know.
I'm like, give us something good here, people. Also for Guardians, Nebula is a huge character in Volume 2. Apparently she's in it like a lot. Like several days.
I was kind of thinking about that. So we got the new Guardians movie coming up. I don't know if Gunn has spoken to the fact of Thanos in the movie. If he has, I thought he said he wasn't in it at all.
He's not in the movie as far as we know.
So I think maybe with Nebula being at the forefront, maybe she'll have a lot more context of what it was like being like under Thanos' thumb. Because he's going to go back into the shadows until he reappears in the next Avengers movie.
I mean, I don't know if he'll go into the shadows because he never really was out of the shadows so much.
He creeped.
He did creep a lot. But
he was throwing shade.
There's a prequel comic for Guardians which talks about Nebula and Gamora growing up as Thanos' daughters. So I mean, I don't expect anyone to have read that, but that was there. I think it'll show her maybe more as having a a fight with Gamora, like a personal vendetta.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
There'll be friction there. There was a lot of friction in the first movie.
Blue and green don't get along. Okay, we know this. That's how aliens work.
Science.
Yeah, science, exactly.
In the Infinity Gauntlet comic, Nebula pulls one of the biggest switcheroos in comic history, and so anything that could lead to something like that with Nebula's deviousness, I think sounds promising.
Yeah, she did steal the gauntlet off of Thanos' hand, pretty much, and put it on. So, in the comics in like the 90s, and also James Gunn said, despite the fact that we just said that based on comic, this is based on an original storyline. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is not anything that we've read in the comics so far.
I mean, was the first one really adapted on anything specific? If it was, it would have to be loose.
It really didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the characters were based off something. That's it. So I think we're gonna see something original and something great. Like that's what I like to see.
For sure. Did everybody here like Guardians? I think that seems to be an easy question.
I've never met anybody that didn't.
Yeah.
That was a fun surprise.
That movie was written by a woman.
Which was awesome.
Co-written by one.
But she was the first one to write it, though.
Yeah.
Because she was at the studio, and they were just like, write whatever you want. She's like, oh, I'm going to write Guardians. And they were just like, well, this is good. This is probably going to be a movie now, so I think that's really cool.
Wow.
And I think she's going on, she's doing something.
Nicole probably works on Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that's right.
She's working the Captain Marvel script. So,
which is awesome.
Marvel's keeping her around for a little bit. Speaking of Marvel Studios, big news here. James Gunn confirmed that Fox and Marvel shared the Skrull movie rights.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
So, I don't know if that's a recent thing or if that's always been the case. If it's recent, that means they're probably working together. Those Fantastic
I like
Four
that.
rights might be back in Marvel.
That's an awesome way to bring them together, because that's a really, really big storyline from the comics that, like, no one's touched yet, and I feel like they've wanted to touch it for a while, but they haven't been able to, so I love that idea.
Yep, there was a Kree-Skrull War was big in the comics, and then also Secret Invasion, which would be great. And they used it in Earth's Mightiest Heroes
great.
really well, yeah.
It's great.
So, me and my brother used to watch that.
You have the comics from Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Well, yeah, I do have some of those, and I have one of the Secret Invasion books I think I got from Quentin, friend of the show. And,
Where's Quentin at? Where's Quentin at on this podcast?
Man, he's probably at home riding his bike. He's always attached to
chasing Pokemon.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, once I get back to the city, when the app starts working, I got to see what LA is like, populated with Pokemon.
You're gonna be everywhere.
No, I'm gonna be nowhere. I'm just gonna come to the apartment. I'm not going
good
anywhere.
So, Skrulls, the great way to introduce them is to a secret invasion storyline. Maybe they've been here the whole time and we didn't know it.
I like that.
That'd be a Phase 4 startup.
Maybe if there is a type of movie connection between mutants and the Avengers, is maybe there's some bad shit going down, and then Avengers show up on site, X-Men, Fantastic Four show up on site. I like that.
Yeah. It'll be a couple years, but maybe we'll see something. We don't know.
Is it,
Yeah.
wasn't the Inhumans tabled for now?
The Inhumans are, yes. Yeah. I think they're going to show up. I just don't know when.
Okay.
Because I think they didn't know what they were going to do with them at the time. And they've added 3 movies since they first announced them.
Yeah.
I mean, I love to see Inhumans. Inhumans are my favorite thing. I have a keychain with Black Bolt, leader of the Inhumans, in there. But the Skrulls would be a way to introduce everybody together, I think. Mm-hmm. Even the Inhumans, the mutants. I don't know, maybe they shelved it because the mutants are coming.
Maybe.
Whoa, I just blew my own mind.
Thor, Caesar, what do you guys think about that? Yep, that's what I thought.
Yeah, right. Good.
Speechless.
Speechless. I don't even know what to say.
So
they're Skrulls.
Yeah, they are Skrull dogs. However, Fox is not giving up on some of its movies. Gambit.
Oh no!
It starts filming in early 2017.
Are you sure?
Yeah, maybe. It can always change. I don't think this movie will ever see the light of day, but
this is the Channing Tatum game.
Channing Tatum, directed by Doug Liman.
It's gonna be good.
About as good as the last Fantastic Four.
You buried that lead there.
He knows what's up.
Come on now, Fantastic Four is not very good. I just don't like the idea or the story.
Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never enjoyed anything that had to do with Fantastic Four.
What about the Silver Surfer where Galactus was a cloud?
Shit cloud.
Space cloud.
Space cloud.
He's a shit cloud.
That made a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, it didn't work for Green Lantern either.
They just need like a really visionary director to somehow show Mr. Fantastic in a serious light, or show him in a very cheesy light, but everyone's on board with it. Because all the other Fantastic Four have on-screen powers that make total sense: invisibility, fire, rock strength.
They're way too young. They should just go ahead and give us the older versions. And
maybe.
I mean, I didn't like Fantastic Four until recently when one of mine and Brian's favorite writers, Jonathan Hickman, wrote them. And he made them actually interesting because they're older and they have the families and their kids have superpowers and they don't know how to handle them. It's just much better. So yeah, hopefully we can see some good Fantastic Four stuff eventually.
It is out there.
Yes, or maybe Gambit could be good.
We'll see.
No one's agreeing with me. No one's agreeing with me.
Could be.
Yeah. Well, how about something that's
I
good?
believe it's possible.
You think so?
You have to stay positive.
Yeah.
You have to stay positive.
Not when it's HIV positive.
Oh.
Too much Fireball. How about something that's gonna be good? That we know is gonna be Star Wars Episode 8.
Yeah.
Do you really know it's gonna be good? Have you seen it already?
Well, it can't be worse than the prequels.
That's.
There we go. See, there we go.
Fair, I like them.
All right.
I like the prequels too.
Thank you.
Well,
The
bar is very low on the left hand
all
side.
right. Minus the first one.
Well, anything's good.
I actually like the second and third one, and I thought even though the third one was really dark, I thought the third one was actually really good.
They get better. I mean, but again, they started with the low bar on the Phantom Menace.
You didn't like Jar Jar?
I don't like that
With
movie.
the whiny
You can
little
take that
kid?
movie. That sucks. You can take that movie out of the whole story, and but never change the ending.
No.
So the movie didn't need to happen. Everyone's connected.
Except for Darth Maul.
Darth Maul is cool.
He had to have him
cool.
because he was great in Clone Wars, the cartoon.
Yeah. Well,
And
they have
it's the only Qui-Gon Jinn one.
Yeah.
With Lisa Neeson's.
Lisa
Neeson's.
A Jedi with some very
Lisa's.
specific skills.
Anyway, actress Daisy Ridley has a new hairstyle for the film.
Okay.
That she's hiding in her Instagram posts. She's wearing stuff on to hide her hairstyle on her videos and stuff because she's a
What a
give away.
tease.
Now, my guess is probably she's got the Padawan ponytail.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Padawan rat tail.
Yeah.
You think?
I think so. I mean, if Luke's training her, she's probably become a Padawan at some point.
Uh-huh.
And she'll probably have the Anakin from the second episode kind of hairstyle.
The only other hairstyle that would be worthy of covering up would be Leia's hair buns, but I don't know. I don't feel like we're getting that.
Then again, we've never seen a female Catwoman, though. So
In the cartoons, the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I'm sure they've been out there.
They cut their hair all off, like short, like boyish.
No, like they got like a ponytail, but like they had that very distinct.
Yeah, the very
braid that sticks
the
out.
The same thing you would see in a trailer park in southern Indiana.
That's right. Yeah,
with
rat
the mullet.
The rat tail mullet. She's got the Jedi mullet.
She does.
Rocking it. That's
a little white trashy.
Now, hold on. My wife says she wants me to grow my hair longer. What if it was a Jedi rat tail? No? Okay, she's not having it. Next topic.
Coming from the
she's
girl
getting
with
mad.
blue and purple. Coming from the girl with blue and purple hair. Right now.
Blue, purple, and teal. Thank you.
Isn't teal a shade of blue purple?
Blue, purple, and teal.
Blurple.
Blurple?
It's Blurple, man.
It's a blurple hairstyle. Oh, wow. And Rogue One, a Star Wars story, comes out later this year. Okay? The new trailer drops July 15th, next Friday.
Yeah. And I think when you told me this, I was surprised they were dropping a week before Comic-Con.
Yes. However, there's your Star Wars Celebration Europe next week.
Who cares about them?
Because
it's all about America.
Yeah, well, they can have their own...
America. This is July.
Yeah, that's right.
To be fair, most of the people in that
So
movie
every year...
That's true.
Every year...
Just throwing that out there. Most people in the new Star Wars movies aren't British anymore. I mean...
Yeah. They are, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah. Well, either way,
Star Wars Brexit.
Well, they've
Star
already sold
Wars
the tickets
Brexit.
in America. We already have our Star Wars tickets. Everywhere else needs to buy Star Wars
that's
tickets.
true.
However, Star Wars does sell Star Wars Celebration every year. It depends on where it is. So it's like America and Europe every 2 years. They flip flop, I think. And Star Wars can just do its own thing.
I think last year at Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim, I think that's when we got the first I think that was like some of the first Force Awakens trailer that we got with like the X-Wings and the Millennium Falcon, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that was like a big deal. So, yeah, they go hard.
Yeah.
They go hard on
and
Star Wars
they
Celebration.
do take stuff to San Diego Comic-Con, because last year they had were they playing the music with like the
Oh, yeah,
lightsaber
but
too?
That was kind of more of a stunt, not really anything.
Well, they'll do stunts at San Diego,
Yeah.
and then they'll give us the footage the week before. So we're still talking about Star Wars before everything else tries to drag it out.
All right.
Either way, I want to see a new trailer.
Yeah, who doesn't? We all want to see it.
We do. We want to see Darth Vader. Do you think we're going to get Darth Vader in this one?
I think we might get a little bit of them, like at least like the
breathing?
yeah, for sure.
The breathing apparatus. Yeah, we love us some Star Wars in here, don't we, guys? Let's talk about a movie I think Mike's really going to enjoy.
Okay.
Tomb Raider.
Okay.
It's got a release date. It's got a firm release date now.
Are you just like attaching all video game movies to me or something?
Wait,
Yep.
who's playing Tomb Raider?
Alicia Vikander.
She was in that robot movie.
Yes.
Can't
Not
remember.
iRobot. With the other people from Star Wars.
Machina.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ex Machina.
Yeah, the other Star Wars people.
She's won Emmys now
For that movie, I think.
I think. Well, I think they.
Emmys are TV.
Emmys are TV, Oscars are for movies.
Oscars.
Yeah, I think it was the Danish girl, right? I think she was in that, or was it the Danish girl she was in?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I didn't see it.
she's got high caliber awards underneath her.
Yes, she does. I can't pull it up by, I'm looking here real quick.
Just-
she has her own Wikipedia page for her awards won. So, yeah, she's she did win the Best Supporting Actress in The Danish Girl.
There we
So
go.
she's a big name and doing Tomb Raider. So it's either going to make or break her. Again, probably break her, if I was to be honest. But it's coming out March 16th, 2018.
Hey, it's my brother's birthday. Maybe he'll get a good birthday present out of that.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we'll get a really bad birthday
Yeah,
present.
that's true. Very possible.
2017, is that what you mean?
2018. No, it's not filming yet.
All right.
So they've got to
I
write
believe
it.
you said 16.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm sorry, March 16th, 2018. I apologize. It says the 16th.
Yeah, so far this year we've proved video game movies can be bad and make a lot of money, so that's still good for Assassin's Creed later this year.
Patrick, did you see Warcraft?
Yes,
Okay, what did you think of it? Patrick played Warcraft,
I did.
so you might have a little more insight than we do.
Yeah, I've heard people that have played the game respond to it a little bit better.
I thought that I didn't think they went as much of the fan service route as I thought they were going to. They changed lore in a lot of ways that was unnecessary, I think. But just being able to visualize a lot of the stuff that we never have been able to before from a lore perspective was really interesting. I thought the CGI was better than I ever imagined that it was going to be based on trailers. I really, it's hard for me to say because this storyline, to be honest, was one of the least interesting directions I thought they could go in terms of the storyline, but I understand why it was kind of a baseline.
Do you want a sequel?
Absolutely. That's the only reason that I went to see it, to be completely honest. I didn't think it was going to be a good movie, and I still think it was a good movie, although I would encourage fans of the game to go see it. I didn't think that it was telling a story that I was all that interested in, and it wasn't. But I went to go see it because I wanted it to get money, essentially.
I needed that sequel.
Well, because I want them to further the storyline. There are so many more interesting and really good storylines they could bring to
those Blizzard cinematics are sick, so if they can kind of adapt more of those, that'd be cool.
Yep.
So there we go. So new video game movie.
All right.
But now the movie Mike's really waiting for is Alien Covenant. His favorite. He's really got this timeline down. He knows where the Alien movies exist.
Yes.
What's the first one, Mike?
First one is Prometheus.
There you go. And what's the second one?
Alien Covenant.
Great. Then the third one?
Then Alien.
There you go.
And then so on.
Yes, he's got
finally got it.
We got it. He's got it down. The Danny McBride is in the movie. And he is the pilot of the ship called Covenant.
Okay. So we now know the movie is named after the ship.
Yep, and Danny
McBride is flying it.
Probably be yelling and cussing at it with his.
He's gonna die in that movie.
I was gonna say, yeah.
God help.
He's gonna die like unloading like a magazine or like a flamethrower or something. Then he's gonna die in mid bullet.
Kenny Powers.
I give him 20 minutes.
I was gonna say it's gonna be a much more pathetic way. It's gonna be Ian Malcolm or not Ian Malcolm. The guy in the toilet.
The lawyer.
The
blood-sucking lawyer.
That's how he's gonna die.
Yeah. And then we got our first look at the Xenomorphs this week. It's just the hand of the alien.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
However, this video style is very stupid.
You
take a look where it does the video and it loops back and forth.
Yeah, the Boomerang app, I believe, makes that.
And all I've seen are fucking Boomerang videos since the 4th of July. Like, the fireworks go up and they blow up and they go back down. This is gonna ruin the internet for me. I'll never want to watch these.
The way that you did that made me think of the
Single ladies.
I got one more night.
You should put that in there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll do that. That would be my boomerang thing. I'll just do this and then we boomerang it. Okay. All right. Last bit of news: The Warriors.
Yeah.
All right. That's an old movie, right?
Brian's face is like,
yeah, Brian.
This is hitting him like a ton of bricks.
He's got a face for radio over here.
I peeked at the show notes here.
Yeah, the dogs don't even want this movie remade.
Well, it's not a movie. The Russo brothers.
Okay, that's a good start for anything.
Leading a TV adaptation.
Which is an amazing
The
sentence.
Warriors.
That's a good idea.
Huh?
How are they gonna do that?
What do you mean by leading?
Like they're pretty much they are taking the control of that. I don't know what their involvement's gonna be.
Okay.
I guess it could be as high as like producer, kind of like how Seth Rogen is kind of manning Preacher. And I imagine they'll probably like be producers, and they'll probably like maybe write and direct the first episode, and then maybe hand the rest off to somebody else. That's kind of usually how it works out.
Yeah, so they're going to adapt the movie as a 1-hour drama series with Paramount TV and Hulu. So it'll be on
Hulu, all right.
And they're going to put their spin on it and, honor the storyline of the original.
It's kind of funny because when you think Russo Brothers, I kind of just connect them in my mind to Netflix because Russo Brothers, Disney is buddy with Netflix. You think maybe that would be along the lines, but oh jeez, that was a shock. I've made a total 180 with Hulu now since they have that commercial-free plan. So I'm all on board and anything going to Hulu. So
yeah, so they say that they're going to serve as producers on the upcoming TV series, but that's about no word on whatever. Frank Baldwin, I don't know who that is. Will be the series will
The fifth Baldwin.
will direct the pilot. They will direct the pilot, so they will do the pilot. So we'll see how that turns out. I saw the Warriors a couple years ago for the first time, and I don't know. It just doesn't strike me as something a movie I like to watch frequently.
I know it's definitely a cult favorite, so
yeah.
There's going to be people out there with strong opinions.
I finally get the bottle clicking and the Warriors come out to play. Finally, after years. But Dylan, you played the video game, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I loved the video game.
I know you're a big fan of the Warriors video game, so maybe we'll get a video game.
Well, if they can adapt it into a video game, why can't they do TV?
Well,
it's kind of bizarre that they ever made that into a video game.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Like, whose idea was that?
Several years later.
It's like that was way before our generation began.
Yeah, it's kind of like, should we make a Boondock Saints video game? That's a great idea. That's kind of what it feels like.
That's if they made a Boondock Saints video game like 15 years from now.
Well, I mean, that's not all that surprising. They around the same. Well, actually, before that, they made the Godfather video game.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
That was for.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
I believe that was for Xbox. Yeah.
See how much more insight we get when we have like so many more people at the table.
But one thing about Godfather, and I think that you're onto something, but Godfather was just a hair more common knowledge than.
Oh, it was
That's
it
true,
was
yeah.
far more like I guess on the respectability scale. It was, yeah.
Until you see the third one. Then you're like, no, God,
Okay, well, even not respectable, even more well known.
Okay.
It's like I don't know anybody our age that saw the Warriors before they played the video game.
Well, I think also around that same time though they made the Thing video game, didn't they?
I think they did make a Thing video game. I feel like I can picture the box art.
Yeah.
Should probably same as poster.
It's not the same as the movie poster.
Yeah,
So
It's the same as the remake poster.
that's true.
just running out of ideas. Take
then
an
that
old
thing was
movie
remade.
license.
Well, they
the
were
other
like, we
thing.
got Grand Theft Auto, let's reskin it as an old movie
Yeah.
kind of deal. Because it kind of played like a Grand Theft Auto game, didn't it? Like an open world, and you like...
It was kind of open world for original Xbox.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's definitely an order to which things had to be done.
Okay.
But yeah, like you had to do a lot of like gang type stuff,
Mhm.
or at least old gang type stuff, like tag buildings and steal radios.
Play
It's
stick-
like the
stick
main
ball.
way of funding yourself was stealing radios.
Alright.
Ham radios off the back of a truck.
Yes. Ham radios. Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it for the news this week, actually.
Wow, we're through it already.
Yeah, 50 minutes right now, so we actually almost got a whole hour out.
Well, I think it's because our show notes were short this week.
Very
so.
much so. I didn't like make this list until Wednesday, probably. So we have a few show notes. Next week we have 2 shows, and I don't know how I'm going to gather the show notes throughout the week. Being at Disney,
That's true.
you're going to need to do this, Mike.
I'm just gonna go to like one blog.
Sunday morning, he's
Scroll
going to
through.
be up filling it out. Like, I need to do this.
Yeah, we'll manage. We'll figure it
I
out.
thought you had something to say about the Ghostbusters.
That is next. We have a spoiler cast next week.
No, the
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You called me out on that. So Ghostbusters spoiler cast next week, and in the meantime, I saw the TV spot for it this week, featuring Slimer and Mrs. Slimer.
Mrs. Slimer. Okay.
So I had no bad ill will towards this movie until Mrs. Slimer appeared, and now I don't know what to think.
So when I think Mrs. Slimer, I think like Miss Pac-Man, and I'm just thinking, are they trying to like make a side-by-side arcade game? And I think the Slimer arcade game might be fun, but I don't think that helps the quality of the movie.
I mean, I imagine it more as like a Mrs. Potato Head from like Toy Story kind of thing.
A nagging Slimer.
Very, really done up like a thing. So there's that. What do you guys think of Ghostbusters? I mean, I've only heard negative things from people, but they usually have history with Ghostbusters. I don't. Brian.
I just feel like a battered housewife with some of these movie remakes where I've just been hurt so many times, and
But I just keep going back.
I do, and I.
He says he's gonna change.
I'm gonna see this new Ghostbusters, but I just don't have my hopes up.
Yeah, it is. Brent, we didn't watch a lot of Ghostbusters growing up.
I was too young. I don't really have any thought towards it. Like, whenever somebody say movies that are coming out soon, I never think, oh, there's a new Ghostbusters remake. Never think about
Have
it.
you seen the trailers?
No.
Okay.
Don't know the only thing I know about it is Ecto Cooler, and that's because my brother's so adamant about it.
Did I drink any of those Ecto Coolers?
I did.
Yeah, you did. gave the Ecto Coolers right to him.
I did, but he didn't.
Yeah. Dylan, Ghostbusters reboot, yay or nay? Or
I'm interested.
all right. Dylan likes women. That's a fact. So we'll see how that. Mike, you already know your opinion.
Yeah.
You don't have one. Andy.
I love that they have the role reversal all the way down to the secretary, but I don't like the trailers. The trailers make it look atrocious.
Okay, that's true. I mean, a
I
lot
love
of people.
the idea of playing with the total
Well,
gender reversal.
who was it you, Brian or Brent? Somebody we had a conversation about Ghostbusters. This is not set in the same universe as the old Ghostbusters.
Right.
Despite the trailers making it look like 30 years ago.
Which I didn't know. I thought it was.
Right, yeah. Like I said, I love the fact that they do a gender switch on it, even all the way down to the secretary, being Chris Hemsworth and everything.
Thor, yeah.
Which is awesome.
That's awesome.
But I don't like that they, instead of having, decent women. They went with very stereotypical parts for them. And so that part kind of bugs me, but I'm hoping that that's just the shit that they put into the trailers.
In terms of casting or in terms of
I just
the
mean
roles they play?
in the roles that they play.
Okay.
Because like the trailers make it look like these women are just like, oh, she's black, she needs to be sassy.
Okay.
Instead of being like, oh, she's a genuine person.
Well, you gotta look back at the originals. I mean, they were all kind of stereotypes of some form or another.
Yeah, but it's...
The black guy was definitely a black guy for the era, and the nerds were definitely nerds.
Yeah, but
they could get away with a lot more stuff back then in those movies, too.
But this is something that, women are always put into, one of, 2 or 3 categories, and that's exactly what they've stuck these women in. At least that's what the trailers show. So I'm hoping that if we watch the movie, and it's not like that, and it's just... whoever produced these trailers is a fuckwad.
Exactly. Because, most of the time with, comedy trailers, I feel like with a comedy trailer, they always edit it, mix it for, the lowest common denominator of person. So maybe we're just getting, the really obvious jokes in the trailer. Maybe a bit more nuanced in the movie, but...
Well, knock on wood. Patrick, what do you think about Ghostbusters, buddy?
I agree with Andy in that I like the role reversal element of it. I only saw the first trailer, and I've only seen it once, maybe twice. But the first thing that struck me is I miss the practical effects or no effects of kind of the original movies, and especially there was the shot from street level view of a giant ghost.
So the stilt guy
walking down the street. And just everything looked completely computer generated in that shot, and it just bothered me. It did not. I mean, for you say it's a different universe, which yes, that's fine. It could be a different universe, but they're still using the same name, so it's still the same sort of property. So I really wish that they would kind of harken back to the older version of the movies in that way. And also when you brought up the female Slimer, it kind of makes me laugh because in the original
role reversal Slimer.
Well, but in the original movies, he was on screen for one scene, wasn't it? It was.
He was in the hotel.
Yeah, he was very brief, and they really took that character off. I think I have a feeling, I'm not 100% sure because I do not have a very good memory of the first 2 Ghostbusters movies, but I want to say maybe the animated series is maybe what brought Slimer out more than anything else. Yeah.
Okay.
He was a main character.
He was their pet.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Because he wasn't a violent ghost. He just ate things. And
he's
he's like a Scooby-Doo of ghosts.
Scrappy-Doo.
Yeah.
Ghosts.
Yeah. So he didn't talk, and then he sold Ecto Cooler.
That's true.
Which he does not anymore. It's just straight Ghostbusters name.
That's all right.
So, and Patrick, if you wanted to, you can see the female Slimer.
Oh my goodness!
And I'll just keep turning this around
It's not
here.
an inspiring look.
She looks like Mimi from the Drew Carey
Oh my
show.
god.
That's a perfect comparison.
That's true.
Mimi.
Yeah, or the Mrs. Potato Head, very heavy makeup, very red lipstick, bow hair. She's got long hair on top of a regular Slimer, pretty much.
That's what you'd have to do. But Slimer, the weird thing is, Slimer was genderless. It wasn't a ghost.
Yeah.
It was like a
he wasn't
creature.
a person.
It wasn't
a specter.
Ball of plasm or whatever.
Ectoplasm, yeah.
Exactly.
So
that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah, Slimer
really wasn't a hero.
Just a
It was just a thing.
Ghostbusters, I tried to stick up for you, but now the Slimer business, it's getting hard to.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Good luck with this week, guys.
Gotta agree with you on the effects though, big time. The practical effects are just
I like the way the ghosts,
I think
people look, the way they glow a little bit.
I don't mind the glow. It's the fact that they still look too computer generated. It doesn't look like the way practical effects change it. Like the reason Jurassic Park is still so amazing today is because they used practical effects.
Right,
they built those friggin' dinosaurs.
Exactly.
And it looks incredible because of it.
Yeah, maybe.
That's why even today that movie still holds up. Whereas with Ghostbusters, you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, wow.
Yeah, hopefully outside of the trailer, maybe we'll see some sort of practical mix with the ghosts. But all we have to go on now is the trailer, so...
Nobody likes those.
Yeah.
Most downloaded YouTube videos in the history of YouTube, I think, so... A lot of lash.
A lot of hatred.
Yeah, a little whiplash off that one, huh? If you will. But yes, our Ghostbusters spoiler cast will be next week, and we'll talk about it, good or bad. But you're gonna get a pretty unbiased review, I think. We are very unbiased towards Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
We just want to drink the Ecto Cooler.
That's true.
Yeah.
Actually, that'll probably raise the scores that you give the movies.
Yeah.
You're like, man, this Ecto Cooler was so good.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to hear the reviews of Ecto Cooler.
Yeah.
That'll be the top of the show for
We
sure.
should do our own spoiler cast on Ecto Cooler. It's like 3 minutes. Yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah.
You really should. He's been talking about it nonstop.
Oh yeah, I grew up with it. I grew up like
Stop.
I haven't. It's a flavor I have not tasted in years.
Yeah.
I hope it tastes horrible, so you're just like.
Oh, you're so mean.
My
That's
God.
not nice.
Oh.
Rip that nostalgia from him.
Yeah. Let it rip itself away from him when he
Feel the
cracks
love.
open the can.
And then the movie's terrible too, and everything's just.
Is this all bad?
Oh man.
This is not like my childhood.
It's not like how I mentioned
My
at all.
childhood was lies.
That's when you start screaming, Debbie!
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 You gotta say Debbie!
Back to that again. See, it just never ends. It just never ends. Well, that's the show this week. I'm just gonna put everyone's stuff in the notes of how to get a hold of everybody.
The plugs.
Yeah, it's gonna be easier. However, Mike, can you do this without the list? Where can people, if they want to be super fans of Superhero Slate, where can they?
Let's see if I can do this. So, as always, you can visit our website at superheroslate.com. That is the best place to find the links to every place we put the show. Let's see if I can remember the rundown. We're on iTunes. We're on YouTube. We're on Google Play. We're on Stitcher. You can follow. Well, we're on SoundCloud, yeah.
Tumblr.
We're on Tumblr. You can subscribe to us directly in your email inbox and get it right in there every week. You can follow us on Facebook. Or I guess you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter while you flap your...
flap my little hands
flap
on
your
Twitter.
wings to remind me.
I'm pantomiming his list for him.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of the show, please consider heading over to iTunes, leaving us a review. It helps us out, helps us get in front of some fresh eyeballs. And if you're a super fan of the show, like everyone at this table is, I thank you guys very much.
Yes,
Just share the show with a friend, share the show with a buddy, and we will keep doing this every week. As by example, even on the less than 24 hours before this man across the table from me is going to get married, he still has desire to do a podcast, which I think just shows dedication. So you can just hold true. We'll be here every week.
Yeah. The best wedding gift you can get me is to share the show.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
There you go.
Or review us on iTunes. We can use some reviews.
Yeah, I like that. So, all right, that's it. That's a week.
Yes, thanks everybody for being here.
Yeah.
We appreciate it, and we'll
all right.
talk to everyone next week.
See you tomorrow.
See ya.
All right.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.
I caught a wild Pidgey.